All right, we live. We live. Welcome to the 31 Forever podcast episode number one. Number one. 31 Forever
Yes,
podcast.
sir.
31 is a legendary hip hop crew out of Detroit. 31 flavors. We started in basements, attics, shit like that, with beat machines and full tracks. Even before that, the pressing plays. And I'm gonna be honest, some of the best times of our lives, just going over a friend's house, doing music, making innumerable demo tapes, you know what I'm saying? But this show is all about that, bringing the band back together, bringing everybody back together, um, bringing back people who was in that scene, in the 90s, the 2000s, hip hop shop, St. Andrews, all the different things we used to do, bringing back those people, like the Blues Brothers. I believe we on a mission from God. You know what I'm saying? We on a mission from God with it. So my name is Shannon Cason, but AKA I went by E's, all my hip hop. Well, I had some names before that too, We'll get into those, but
We're not gonna do that.
S, yes, God bless. I'm here with my partner. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
What's up, world? This your man Chris Lee, the Freak of Nature. You know what I'm saying? Of 31 fame, former Born Losers, Lee Sparks, and today we sitting with an extra special guest, man. We got to me, you know what I mean, some of the innovators of Detroit hip hop, some of the greatest cats to, you know what I mean, when they hit the scene. Seriously, a collective of MCs where you was like, wow, these dudes are incredible. So with no further ado though, we got my man Zo of Lo&Zo.
Thank you. What up, though? How y'all doing?
What up, though? Not too bad, man.
I take all those accolades. Thank you.
Hey, you got a fan in here already, man. Victoria giving you props. She's seeing you in there. So she's saying she love all your albums. You see it on the little screen there?
Yeah, I see. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I always love to hear that somebody appreciates, what we do. That's always new to me. Like anytime I ever hear it, it's like the first time I've ever heard it. You know what I mean? Like not that I hear it all the time, but when I do hear it, it feels like, it's that excitement, like it's the first time I've ever heard it. So I love it every time I hear it.
Oh, we're going to get into it too, man. And I mean, I was listening to the album and like some of your bars and your delivery I was like, oh, again, like the first time I heard it, boy, you incredible.
Yeah. What tell us about like your crew, like what I mean, Lo&Zo. We wait on Lo. He'll be here in a quick second, but like we was 31, so we was born at home. 31. Me and Beej, 31 was the crew. So Lo&Zo, what tell us about that a little bit before we
start. Of course, we are Last Ones Out, and that was that consisted of me, of course, Lo, Grim, rest in power, Jet Black, rest in power, Pop Squally, Sean Perrion, Gorilla, the Gorilla. We also had Shag. I don't know if you remember Shag. Shag was down with us in the very
beginning. Was incredible. Yeah, that was my
dude. And House Shoes. House Shoes, House Shoes was with us too when we branched off and did Mixo. Milo and Grim, it was Milo, Grim, and House Shoes. So he produced that whole thing. So, but we were all Last Ones Out. I mean, it was like, everybody, especially like with 31, I spent so much time in Southfield over Steve and O'Dari's house. It wasn't, that's in Beej's crib, making beats and recording. That's all we did, So, but everybody's still good, still healthy, like I said, unfortunately we've lost but not forgotten, a couple of our brothers, but we still Cole and Schnitt and Beej, they still do their thing. They work with music and
Gordy Boys,
right. Gordy Boys, right, exactly. And I would say I'm doing stuff with Lo, but I can't. You know, I try to. I can't keep up with Lo. Lo is dropping the album every day, so I can't. Every time I look around, he got something cooking, so I can't.
I like
up.
how you sprinkle it, man. Y'all just get in where y'all fit in, and it works. Just
right.
like Emixo, you spoke on that, and that was, you know, like you say, rest in peace to Grim.
Right,
Grim, he was incredible, you know, part of that. And that whole album, when y'all dropped that with the shoes, beats, and that combination of Elwow, because privy to that, I had heard, you know, Just to Be Famous,
right,
which was released on Immortal Records. You know, that was dope. We went crazy.
That was a turning point right there when it got real, it got serious. You know, it was.
Y'all went to Cali.
It was paperwork involved. You know what I mean?
Hey, we gonna get into all. I want to hear all them stories. See, I want to hear a few of them stories as we kind of go along. What we gonna do? We gonna break this into a few sections. You know, this for you to know, and then for the audience to know as well. So we gonna keep this going, but we gonna do current events. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of the current events, shit that's happening, you know, whatever in the news or wherever, you know, shit that people talking about. So we all can express our thoughts on some of that. Then we want to interview. So we hopefully Lo get in here too, because that motherfucker is like a wealth.
He's the superstar. That's who you want to talk to. I'm pretty boring.
No, but
you do your thing too. You
gonna get into you, You got some, you know, things you've done, brother.
But then we go get into top 5. So I'm always interested to find out what people top 5. Today's top 5 gonna be about hip hop groups. Since we're talking with a hip hop group, it's gonna be hip hop groups. But let's jump into it, man. Let's get into some of these current shits that's going on in whatever. You know, you got some shit to share.
I think, man, the top story I would say to me, I guess, especially coming from a hip hop podcast, was that nod to Nas. You know, he just won his Grammy, and I think they were like, you know, this was like his 13th studio album, if you include the one with Damian Marley, and this was his 13th nomination.
13
I guess, something like that. 14 try, that's crazy. In as many tries.
That's dope. I mean, that I think it's dope that it's hip hop. And not for those that, you know, like me personally. Hold on, I got this motion sensor light that goes out unless I move. All right. So, you know, I personally believe that there's a difference between rap and hip hop. You know?
Yes.
For hip hop to receive a Grammy, you know, and somebody that's from our era, you know what I mean? That's that early 90s golden era to get a Grammy. That was like a win for all of us, for everybody, you know, for all the old heads, that was a W. So,
But that was interesting too, because that was a controversy. I saw a lot of people saying, you know, it should have been, I'm not going to put names or whatever, but this artist or maybe a newer artist who's,
you know, names out there, I wouldn't know any of them.
No, but look, the names that they had was some, this was like one of the first lineups or nominations that I respected pretty much everybody in the I mean, when a fucking, you know, Little Nas X or Macklemore win the fucking rap, you're like,
this ain't
in your mind, you just shut down.
That's when you lose respect for it right there. Come on, man.
We get it. You had a good song, but this shit don't. You're not going to the hip hop show killing there, but you get what I'm saying. So the thing is like you had Nas, King's Disease, which I'll be honest, it was a good album. Yeah. But I knew Nas probably a win because he hadn't won and all them other. Sometimes they just give. Not to say it wasn't worthy of it, you know, but you know, Nas had some killers in his time frame. And then you had a written testimony with Jay Electronica, which is one of my favorite lyricists, you know. Black Habits, D Smoke, new on the scene, but probably been around for a long time. And then Detroit, Royce the 5'9", the album, fast album, no is down.
Right.
And Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist with Alfredo. they killed that album. You know, you get what I'm saying? So all 5 of those, I was like, whoever wins, I'm happy. You know,
Right.
It's funny too because on the Detroit tip, everybody, almost every category, somebody from Detroit had a piece in it. Because, like you say, Royce, that's hometown hero. So you had Royce, you had D Smoke, and you know my partner Siege did some production on that album, so he touched that. That's the D. You had your boy, you know, DJ TJ is the DJ for J Electronica. So it was just interesting to me that, matter of fact, Nas album, I'm not, check me if I'm wrong, I think Hit Boy is from Detroit, the dude who produced.
Really?
I believe. Nah, I may have to look that one up. Don't quote me. I think Hit Boy is from Detroit. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of was feeling like, you know.
I'm gonna look that one up because Hit Boy is all it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Really, low key, for real. Yeah. Hey, well, what about? I'll just switch it up a bit. How y'all feel about everybody in the news right now talking about your boy Kirk Franklin?
You know, I missed the whole thing. I don't even. I've been seeing it on these type of feeds, but I really don't know the story behind it.
We got to play. We got to play. We got to play by play. We got to play by play. However, going back like that Grammys though, it was all kind of shit in that Grammys though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you wanna
when you think about it, like because that people have been talking about the Cardi and the the Meg Thee Stallion performance, and then it's other people talking about the Lil Baby performance with the they going on. Tamika Mallory being on that, you know, saying people clout chasing, being, you know, black men, black people are dying, black men and women dying by police hands, and saying that was a clout chase on the Grammy.
And he did a live. He actually did it like where they was burning down the Wendy's. That you know, so they burned down the Wendy's after you know the incident happened here in Atlanta. He kind of recreated that during his show. You know. I don't know if it was I can't say if it was a clout chase. I feel him though. It was almost like, you know, it happened here in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. And I don't know his motives. I don't know the man. You know what I mean?
Mega Ali jumping in there saying Cardi B's ass looked like a loaded bacon.
You need to pull that one up. That's a conversation in itself, man. That's a conversation in itself. You know, there's something to be said about the fake booty. It don't, you know, like when a woman gain or lose weight, that booty.
You know what's crazy? Like the way I look at it, just okay. So everything right now, like we're focused on black empowerment, especially, you know, the black woman being empowered. We have for the first time a black woman, you know, as the, you know, vice president. And, you know, we're supposed to be making all these strides and move forward. But then they freaking strippers, you know, basically, come on, man. You know, like it's no other sisters that could have, you know what I'm saying? Or could they just have done the performances without, you know, being porn stars? It basically, you know what I mean? Like, could we not have something a little more classy? You know what I mean? Like, all the other white women that perform wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Like, why, you know?
That's true. Why
did they have to be like that? You know, but whatever. No,
the thing is, you sitting there, you know, the Grammys is a family. You might watch that. Let's be real. Don't nobody watch the fucking Grammys anymore. You don't even watch it. You just watch the replays if somebody talk about
something. Exactly. Check the feed.
But when I am sitting there and I'm watching it with, you know, my daughter, my wife sitting there, you know, and the stripper pole come out and you just like, okay, well, I get it. I get it.
Well, why us though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see like she didn't perform, but like you don't see Lady Gaga and everybody else. You know, they might have some risque, but they ain't just making it clap. You know what I mean? Like, why we got it?
And I ain't got no problem with it. Clap that shit. Let me see. You get what I'm saying, but I don't want to see it on prime time.
I'm over that, man.
Yeah,
I would have rather seen Rod Digger or
Rhapsody or somebody like
right. You know what I'm saying? Jean Grey. You know what I mean?
But you know, I mean, it is what it is. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, they out here. They got it. They got to get their money. But man, but then you cancel Pepe Le Pew. You know what I mean? I can see this on primetime TV. But the skunk chasing, you know what I'm saying? The skunk chick is an issue. Right. It's crazy, man. I don't know. We all know it's commercial, so it is what it is. But it is entertaining. You know what I mean?
All right, let me see. I got this Kurt Franklin shit. I'm okay. It's really good because you ain't heard it.
Right.
It's really good because you ain't heard it.
Fresh reaction, right? You get the
yeah, because I was actually I've been seeing all these memes, and like I saw one meme today that's what was it? They call him Kirk Turner. They had him his face on Ike Turner's body.
All right, check it out.
Right. Or they had the one where it's Kirk Franklin and then he morphed into Plies. You know what I'm saying?
Because they do look alike.
They do look alike. I thought that was accurate.
Can you hear?
Nah.
Wait. You can't hear?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. You know, hey, this is the first episode. You know it's gonna be some shit. You know,
it's gonna be some glitches till we can get an engineer. Put that GoFundMe up.
Right.
Wait. Damn, I hear it. Let me see. I was hearing it too.
Is the volume up on me? Yeah.
We got a different way to play it. I figured out a different way, but the gist of it, okay? Yeah. The gist of it is he go off on his son. Now, okay, you got to have some details here. His son is 33 years old, so his son ain't no kid.
Exactly.
And I guess they've been having issues previously, and maybe Kurt Franklin felt disrespected in some way by his son.
Mm. Well, what did he do? Like, what was the issue?
He goes off on him. I think I got a way to play it now. Hold on.
Okay. Boom.
If my computer works. Shit goes slow because there you go. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay. If you think I'm reading this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts disrespecting, that gets your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old.
I will break your neck, nigga, if you ever disrespect me.
I did it.
He said,
Nah, that's crazy, man. I mean, but you know what's crazy? When I say that's crazy,
go ahead.
Not him, but his son was recording.
Yeah.
Think about this. This your son. This is son.
Right.
You know. Period. No matter what the scenario, I think it might be a different mother than the other kid. Whatever.
Yeah, but that's the culture now. That's that's this generation. You know, that's everything. Like no matter what it is, people want to showcase it. They want to get famous off of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some things you shouldn't do at the family expense, though. I don't know.
Even at your own expense. I mean,
yeah, for real.
But
honestly, what do you?
But as far as Kirk Franklin, though, I mean, people see that's what kind of like with religion, you know, or people that we put in those religious positions, I guess you could say, you know, like people, people just like any and everybody else, and nobody is perfect. So for you to, because you know, for everything that I have been seeing online is, you know, about, you know, they were shocked that he was cursing or the way he was talking. I mean, Kurt Franklin, a nigga just like the rest of us, not to, you know, I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean? Like, in order to get the point across, you know what I'm saying? Where do you think he came from? You think he came from, he never left a church. He was just born and raised in a church, never left the church just to go, only to go to another church and sing. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? He grew up probably out in the neighborhood with everybody else who wasn't going to church. You know what I mean? Like he probably got people in his family that don't go to church that he grew up with. So, you know, he person just like everybody else. So, you know, you can't, people are people. I'm quite sure it's some of your pastors that's out there that you probably put, you know, on a high pedestal that's saying MFs and you know what I'm saying, and all of that other stuff, you know.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. So I think like, you know, with a person, Kurt Franklin, you know, the TG Jakes, all these people who we put them too high on the pedestal, right. And in people's mind, they put them on the pedestal, and I think it's a shocking thing if they cuss, if they got family issues, and the problem with that is when you, especially if the person falls into it, like if say that if they're trying to live this perfect life,
right,
that shit is gonna crumble. I've seen it happen, you know, and I've been in the church and I've seen it happen. Because if you place this, if people put you on the pedestal and then you establish yourself as that pedestal holder,
you gotta live up to it.
It's some shit about to happen because it's unsustainable. You can't sustain it. So the fact that even Kurt Franklin came out and he sent out an apology on that. I don't think that was necessary. Most people said it wasn't necessary, but at the same time, he felt he needed to do it. But
I can understand that. Just having respect for the regard that people have for you. You know what I mean? I can understand that. I mean, those people out there then bought that house and them cars for him, so he gotta. I mean, just being a smart
brand, you're right.
Being a brand,
you better say something. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether you know don't need to or not.
Right.
It's best you know.
Interesting too. I saw the apology. I don't know if you had it but he said, you know, his son just played that part, like, and we all get angry, like y'all said, but he didn't play the part where he said, now this is what Kirk's saying too. I don't know about something that he was like, I can get a counselor on the phone. We can work this out, you know.
Yeah.
So you can blow up and then realize you're wrong and calm down and try to work things out. We don't know the intent, but
many of you know I have an older son named Carrion Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter.
I'm just laughing at how he looked when he said
my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I'm sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right.
The way he looked is cheap.
That's that apology pose, though. You know, that's get in front of the fireplace.
The sweater, you know?
It's super cheap, man.
The Bible's in the background. Yeah.
That's corny, man.
Think about the record sales.
Right. Stomp.
I get it. But the one thing is too, though, one of the first things you said, like, what culture we in now, man? Everybody trying to catch you doing something.
Right.
They want to catch you. You got two phones sitting there catching you cussing.
Bro, you gotta
put it out to the world just to show, hey, we got you. But that's the culture. That's the shit that's happening. And you
imagine the 90s like that. Wow, imagine back in our day if it was like that.
Boy, there'd have been so many hands thrown and like No, we wasn't built like that. You know, no. It'd have been a lot of confrontations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It'd have been a lot of tomfoolery caught on tape too, though. You know what I'm saying? You know
that's what I mean. If people would have been more like, "Dog, what you try to put me on blast for?" It'd have been a lot of
shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I liked how he kept within Kurt Franklin. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know he real. He sounded like a fucking Kurt Franklin album.
He was about to break out into a song.
Break your ass.
Yeah.
The way
sound like a sermon.
That's
like a sermon.
Silver and gold.
Right.
I will bust your ass. I was like, damn, okay, Kurt Franklin got it. I found some respect for Kurt in that one, man.
Yeah.
Even though it was his son, but at the same time.
And again, his son put it up. So was he wrong? Was he wrong in what he said about him? Because
hilarious, man.
You know what I mean?
He might as well just start doing secular music now. Now that we know he got it in him, he might as well just
rap album.
Ross, you know,
he gonna win hip rap album of the year next year. Stomp him out.
Right.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Team up with Snoop or somebody.
What else going on in the current ish? I know the stimulus.
That's what I was about.
Waiting on them stimulus.
Yo, speaking of which, did you hear about that situation in Indiana?
Yes,
man,
that's crazy, bro.
What?
That's crazy. I didn't even quadruple murder.
Yeah. So
boyfriend, the girlfriend or the baby mama, got this stimulus check. She wanted half. Yeah. She ain't want to give it to him. She finally broke down, said she'd give him about 4. That wasn't enough. He went in the house, and I mean, it was so graphic, bro. I almost teared up just reading the article. He shot the baby, the mama,
the mom, the brother, the cousin, the baby. Like what?
Talking about where the money. He had to be geeked up though, just from what I read. I don't know.
What you mean?
Because he came in there going through her purse and asking them where the money is, almost like Gator. Mama, where the money?
Right. I sold the TV.
Yeah. It was TV.
Man, that's fucked up.
Yes, but seriously,
yeah.
The stimulus money though. When you think about it, okay. People was breaking it down, and it's a good little nice hit, and it's during tax season too, so people getting tax money back too, and we got some tax credits as it's happening as well. Like I know somebody got 4 kids. That's a nice little and with the tax money. So he had I don't know how many kids he had, if it was 2 or 3 kids or whatever, but him to go in there and from that sense of desperation,
even if he had a legitimate claim on the money,
got to do with that, man.
I think one of them might have been his daughter. Yeah, like he might have hit his daughter. I'm sorry, but that's crazy, man. Like I don't understand. And at 1,400, I'm sorry, we all know that's nothing. Like you burn through it. You pay that on a mortgage.
$1,400 is huge. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's not like he was going to more than likely do anything constructive. Right. He wasn't about to invest or, you know what I mean?
Start a business and hire people. Correct. Right. Open a school. He was about to smoke it. Probably. Yeah. I don't know.
That wasn't going to get his business off the ground. He was about, about to burn that up. Yeah.
No, I get you. I like what you said too. And I didn't need as much. I mean, praise God, I didn't need really the stimulus as much, and I used a lot of that extra. Started investing it.
Right.
Fucking quadrupled that money over.
Right. Yeah. That's what that's what it's for. To help you get ahead. If you're falling back or to maintain, that's what you should do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seriously. It should benefit you in the long run, make it work for you. Yeah. Man, did you see?
I had a joke come to mind, but I ain't gonna joke about that story. That story too fucked up.
That story too horrible.
Any kind of joke on that, man, because I'm like, that stimulus money.
Well, I tell you, I seen a story that's kind of like a joke, but I think I may have sent it to you. But a woman in Detroit, in Michigan, tried to steal a nurse. She tried to steal 2 vials of the vaccine.
Those vaccines, yeah. I was watching that news today.
And got caught, bro. She probably
she ain't a good thief, man. I mean,
you just going to steal 2 needles. Like if you're gonna get caught, I'm gonna take a pallet of them. You know what I mean?
But what's the street value? Maybe you know something I don't know. Like, am I gonna make any money off
Is
of
there some
pallet?
street value on that shit? Is it?
Like, you just gonna take two? Like that's just one person because you got to take one and then come back weeks later for the next one. So you might as well. I mean, why you?
I don't know. That was an odd story to me.
That recently happened. Okay.
Yeah.
That was just on the news today. Like,
yeah.
And she obviously, if you only stealing two, you definitely ain't a good thief. Because if you can't get away with two of them little small needles, like, you can't dip them off real quick. Like, if you get caught doing that, you should be in the business. You should
look,
you need a new line of work.
I'm about to tell a story on myself, man. I worked, and y'all don't have to tell them. I worked at a retail job. I remember I used to, and I recently went back there. I went to Somerset to this week. I went there and I just was kind of looking around, but I was walking through the shoe section at Macy's, and I was like, damn, I used to work here, man. And I was looking at the people, and I was like, damn, I used to work here. That's how you go back through your jobs and your history. But I used to be hitting them up for them. I think we passed the time of when you can arrest somebody for some shit.
I hope so.
And they used to sell the products and shit like that. But everybody, I ain't gonna lie, everybody was hitting them up. It was kind of like one of them things, like everybody was doing it. You stupid if you don't.
Man,
if you don't get something. But we used to put the shoes, and I'd be like, you just walk right out. I know this is terrible, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
Hey, I used to work.
I'm an honest person. I used to have them shoes, and I remember the bank, not the bank, because I stole from a bank too. But the manager, he was coming up. He came, if people like me, he came, shook my hand. I had my fucking jacket was hanging out the back like this with some fucking Pradas in it. I was like, the fuck, man? Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up, Mr. Tommy? Okay, yeah, good talking to you. And then I had to just like walk backwards. Hey, I'll see you later. I see you. So the fact she couldn't get out with it, I'm like,
crazy.
You gotta get some. She ain't had no street cred with that.
Yeah, no,
not at all. Not to get away.
Yeah, I mean, everybody done been there on that. You remember Tel 12 Mall?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
I worked out there. A couple of people, I don't want to put nobody's name on blast, but a couple of people we all know worked out at Tel 12. And listen,
yeah.
We probably the reason why Tel 12 went out of business. Because listen, it was, I mean, it was just open season to say the least. It was it got to the point where you just wasn't even hiding it. You just taking walking out with it like just you know what I mean? Like you didn't got away with so much. It's like, at this point it don't even matter. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Shannon said it, man. I was at Somerset like that, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at the doctor store that day, and I would they would, I was the one brother, so they would try to leave me on the showroom floor. So I said, okay, go in the fitting room, put on about 3 outfits, and when they come back, we're gonna get a break. I'll be right back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what it is. So y'all, speaking of scamming, I gotta get y'all opinion on this one.
Okay.
So a dude got caught down here in Atlanta. I think it was when Wu-Tang was here performing. They were posing as Wu-Tang.
Oh,
ran up a check for like $300,000-$400,000 at a hotel.
What? Go back. I want to hear you say somebody was posing as Wu-Tang.
They were posing as Wu-Tang and ran the check up at the hotel down here for like, $300,000 and ended up getting caught. They said it was like by an astute or a sharp person working. I said it had to be probably a black chick. Like that ain't no Raekwon. Right. You know what I'm saying? I saw the whole picture.
Like, how you gonna pose this?
How you gonna pose? They said they was renting limos, the whole nine, getting champagnes. I got to give them a pride. They got caught though, like you said, but they must have had a heck of a.
I want to know who it wasn't Wu-Tang. Like, come on now, that was some pretty.
You got to see the dude too. He don't look like
But
They say posing as Wu-Tang, so but they got caught.
But they got caught. That make it even worse. Yeah. Hey, salute to the hustle.
Hey, I love this. I love this. Everybody fessing up. So that's what I like, man. If I tell some shit that I was putting the products in the suit jacket,
see, that's what it is. What up, Snick? Yeah,
froze you up like Paul.
Yeah, Harmony House used to get murdered. Yes,
yeah.
Everybody coming out. Ron White said he still. He stole.
Right. Hey, the pager.
Listen.
I don't know what you're doing with a pager at this point in life, but
hey, that's where back then, they was kind of phasing out, but they were still being used. Yeah, you talk about early '90s, early '90s.
Boy, oh boy,
that's funny.
Yeah, you couldn't get away with that now. There's cameras everywhere. You touch
cameras and snitches, so you can't.
Right, and snitches. Right. Snitch culture is famous, so
right.
A motherfucker with a camera put it on fucking Instagram or something. Like we doing the fucking shit right now. You ain't we gonna take all this shit.
Right.
Just giving the information to the public.
Yeah. I don't know though. They still doing it, man. Smash and grab the whole nine. Yeah. Well, look, man.
Let's get into the. You want to talk about it? Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, I was about to say. I don't know. You want to get into a
little bit of interview.
Yeah, because Zoe's an interesting guy. That's a few things I almost wanted to know too. You know.
Okay. I appreciate it. I never fancied myself to be interesting, but I take it off.
I'm gonna look at your stripes. I know, met you in last month. I knew that.
Right.
You served, military man.
I did. Yep.
Came back from the military, DJ.
Right.
You currently you currently on the radio.
Yeah, I do the traffic. I work for this company called Total Traffic and Weather. So I do the traffic for like Hot 107.5, the Detroit Praise Network, sometimes WJR, a couple of other stations throughout Michigan, and like 4 stations in Cleveland. So, and then on the weekends, I also work for 910 AM, the superstation, doing production and engineering with them. So if anybody, I don't know how many people listen to AM talk radio, but if you do, you catch me. I do Minister Malik Shabazz's show.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen Greg Russell. He does the on Channel 4 Live in the D. He's a film critic. He has a show, and I do the show with him on Saturday nights called Live in the Basement with Greg Russell. So, a few things in radio. Still trying to get my own show, but
you get it, man. You get it. One thing, like I was talking about 31. Einstein came over the house the other day, and me and him was sitting in the office here talking, and just listening to you. All of us got voices, like our voices, because we honed them shits over all these fucking decades of making innumerable demos in attics and basements and stuff. So everybody got their own like distinct voices, and you had to be unique with your voice and with your mouthpiece and with your instrument in a sense, So just hearing you and you working using your voice as something is special. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Take us back, man. Take us back to that. I talk about like basements and attics and stuff. Take us back to some of the starting points for Last Ones Out, because I know like with 31, the starting point is me and Beej in basements, and then each moving to Southfield and developing a crew out there, and then the defining point was we was at Cobo Hall, and it was a 31 Baskin Robbins there, and we was trying to figure out a name, and I said shit, let's just go with that. It's about 31 of us motherfuckers. Let's just say 31 flavors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just kind of, I don't think people even like the name, but we couldn't even figure out something.
I always thought it was
great. You ain't got nothing better, right? You ain't got nothing better.
The first time I heard the name, like, it was like, when I heard like, this is Crew 31 Flavors. Like when I heard the name, back then in that era, all I could think of was like these cats must have some of the like most dopest rhymes ever. Because you know, 31 flavors, you think of 31 flavors, like all the different flavors of ice cream. So I'm thinking like, damn, I bet you they, you know, like before I even knew or heard anything, I was like, they gotta be sweet with that name. You know what I mean? Like, that was the first thing that came to my mind. So
Last Ones was the same thing though. Like when you hear Last Ones Out or Elwow and you would hear the shout, you'd be like, oh, these dudes are about to be real dope.
You
like,
know,
take us back, man. Where did that
how did you get into like how did you?
So you know, everybody's recollection of how we all came together is pretty different. So, but my recollection, basically, during that time in that era, you know, you had St. Andrews, you had the Shop, you had 1315, 1515, Mahogany, all these places. We were all everybody, not just us. Peace, blessings. We you know, everybody would hang out there. You know, Slum, Proof, and 5 Ella, and Y'all 31, and I mean everybody would be down there. So, and this was around the time when cats was forming crews, but everybody wasn't in the crew. People were still clicking up. You know what I mean? Swifty, Retta, what's that? What was the name of their crew?
Rabies.
Rabies, right? I mean, everybody was there. You know, and so it kind of happened. You know, like when you kids and you on the basketball court and you picking teams, you know what I mean? And then you have them cats left over that don't get picked. That's pretty much how we came up with the name. You know what I'm saying? We were some cats that I guess we got next then since nobody.
Yeah, that's dope though. But yeah, like I guess it's we run it
right. So that was pretty much it. We you know, we was all like, it was like somebody knew, like all of us didn't know each other. Like I knew Pops and Jack. That's who I knew, Pops and Jack. And then I know I think Lo knew everybody, but Coco and Grim and Lo were pretty much together. And so somehow, yeah, we all was hanging out, and I think we were at the old train station downtown, just tagging it, you know, hanging out, smoking, chilling like we usually do. And I think it may have been Pop. Somebody just came up with the name since we the last ones. You know, everybody else is crewed up, and we might as well come up with a crew. So that's basically just how it happened.
Yeah.
And, we've been crew ever since. And what was crazy, you know, I was thinking back on it, just thinking about this bees.
Ski.
I was thinking about this your podcast a couple of days ago, and like, you know, just thinking back, I knew some questions would come up. And I can remember being in St. Andrews, right? And you would hear cats screaming, "Last one's out, last one's out," you know, because that's all we used to do when we somebody came in, we let everybody know we was in the house. We started screaming our name as soon as we walked in. And you used to hear cats screaming it that didn't even know who Last One's Out was. You know what I'm saying? Like didn't know anybody in the crew, but they was just along with it. You know, it was like a phenomenon kind of like that. And it was dope. Like I never got mad at it. I thought it was dope. But yeah, you would see people just yelling it out like, bro, you wouldn't know one person in the crew. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But it was like that. It was fun, you know.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, how did this section out? You know, because in the sense of, I'm gonna be honest, when you say everybody knew Lo, everybody did know Lo. Lo was one of them standouts. Lo was one of them people that you would always see everywhere. You know, he still looked the same. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of niggas you see, you don't even remember who they are. They'd be like, "Hey man, you remember?" I'm like, you got to look at them for a second. Think about 50 pounds lighter. Okay. Now
you have the gray, right?
Yeah. Lo always looked the same, was a standard in every hip hop, you know, venue.
Right.
Well,
you got to remember first.
So how did y'all hook up as a crew? Because y'all recently put out shit.
Well, so back then, you got to remember, Lo lived right downtown in the Milliner Center, so you had to see Lo, like, because he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he step out his doorstep, he right at everything. You know, Hart Plaza, all the different clubs we used to hang out at. Lo was right there. You know, so you had to know Lo.
Yeah.
But as far as within Last Ones Out, how we clicked up, really, I don't know, because honestly, we've all kind of individually clicked up separately together at some point. Like, you know, when I lived in Atlanta, for instance, Coco came down, and Coco was living with me for a minute. Yeah. And me and Coco were doing things. What did we have? Our the Goins Brothers.
Goins Brothers. I still got a CD with beats on it. No lie.
Right. You do?
Yeah.
I mean, I like to hear some of that. I ain't heard that in years, but
yeah,
you know, then I don't know, just like what so with when we did Emixo, it was basically just availability, because like Pops and Jack, they were still at that time over like in that Linwood Dexter area, right? And so Lo and me and Lo were like in kind of like the Brightmoor area living at that time, and Grim was staying with Lo. So it was just because we were close, you know, we hook. I mean, you know, we all crew, but we saw each other more every day than we would see everybody else. Of course, they would fall through, but since we're closer, we're probably going to see each other more every day. And because we seeing each other every day and we kicking it and being, you know, being crew, we coming up with stuff more so than we are all together, because we not all together seeing each other as much. So because, you know, Pops and Jack are probably seeing each other more, they coming up with stuff together. You know what I mean? So that's basically how it was. It wasn't like it really branched off. It was really at the time availability. And you got to remember, during those times, we young, everybody ain't got a car, and I definitely ain't about to drive all the way over town picking everybody, which I did a lot, but I wasn't about to do it every day, you know? And so, yeah, there we go. Oh, I thought Lo came in, but
being here flicking this shit up. Yeah.
No, I'm just listening. I was playing a little bit of it while you talking about it. Okay, so
yeah, that's just basically how we kind of linked up and crewed up. It was just about availability at the time. And like even before that, like when Coco was living in that he was living like in Fort Junction area, like Southwest Detroit. And you know, Grim was down there a lot, Lo was there because, you know, they were closer. And I would fall through, but not as much. And Schnitt was there. So at that time, you know, they had their own little thing, you know.
That mixture, yeah, that's dope.
So, but that's pretty much, you know, we would all come together, but basically most of the time was on the weekends. So, but the everyday things, that was just availability. So like I said, when me, Grim, and Lo were in that Brightmoor area, and then especially after we came back from Cali, since like me, Grim and I were the last two to come back from Cali when we were out there. And he and I had, you know, because we were together every day, because we the only two we got.
Listen. What happened? What brought y'all to Cali? Because you get what I'm saying. We're going off an assumption. So what took y'all to Cali? It was a deal on the plate, right?
Right. Yeah. So what happened was, it's so crazy. So the very beginning, how the story first started, me and Beej were walking through Northland, right?
Right.
And this sister by the name of Dawn, she was trying to work on a TV pilot for like a hip hop or like a fashion show, or just kind of like not really fashion, but just like I can't remember what it was, a show on BET at the time that she was kind of modeling after, but just like a Detroit version of it. So me and Beej walking through Northland, and you know, at that time, hip hop, like that underground, it was a specific look, basically. Like you could tell You know what I mean? Like some hip hop
backpacks,
you know, baggy clothes, dreads, and you know, backpacks, right? So we had that look. So Dawn approached us and was like, "Yo, we trying to do this. You know, you want to be a part of it?" I was like, "Bet." So I was doing that. We filmed this pilot with Dawn, which I never saw. I don't know whatever happened to it, but Dawn knew that I was, you know, rapping. She was like, "Well, I have this friend who's into music. She's a producer. You know, she might be able to do something with y'all." She introduced me, and it was Davina. Right. So that's how we met Davina. So I met Davina, talked to her, and I was like, "Well, it's not just me. I got a crew. We deep." She was like, "Okay."
Davina, who she worked with somebody?
Oh yeah,
Davina. Yeah, she did. She had the song.
You niggas gotta know. Motherfuckers is watching them. Who the fuck is that?
Right.
You know, first, go back even further.
Work with Raekwon and all them. Okay, Wu-Tang.
But Davina is a Cooley High graduate. She first started out in house music, house and dance music. That's how she first started back
in the industry. In the
80s, right? So she was out there, you know, already doing her thing. And so, again, so we got introduced, and I think so. First, what happened was after we met and we talked, she came up with some tracks, and she knew somebody that lived in Flint that had a studio. So she took us up to Flint and we recorded some songs. We stayed up there for I think like a week, and we started recording, you know, and then she took what she had from Flint and went out to Cali and kind of shopped us. And so she landed us that spot on that compilation with Sony Immortal on that The Next Chapter compilation.
What was the song?
Just to Be Famous.
Hey, check this out. Check this out.
To all my funky peoples out there, hey, it's your man Jet Black off that elbow stack, giving brothers the blues, rockin' show with Andrews, take a toke of the juice for avenues we cruise, bumping head with shucks, ragged style like Chris, forever we rock on to the death from born, negatives get cast, and now it's time to bust. We on the road now.
I took a trip around the world, 3 SQPs, is this the cut? Champagne glasses, super blunt ashes, stick man's running. The famous is coming. Who's the franchise team?
Hey, so where y'all record that? Y'all recorded that in LA?
Yeah, we recorded in LA. It was crazy. So everybody else was out there. I was still in the D. And they was like, "Man, you gotta come, man. We can't do nothing without you. We waiting on you." So at the time, I had a decent job. I was working like a QC in the QC lab at this company that made chlorine tablets that you put in swimming pools. But it was a good job, a decent job. You know what I mean?
My buddy.
All right. So I was going to school. I was trying to finish my degree. I was going to OCC. So, you know, I was on the right, straight, narrow path. And I was like, man, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, you want me to throw everything away, you know what I mean? And come chase dreams. So I was like, I don't know, man. It took a while, but I was just like, F it, you know what I mean? So I went out to Cali, and if you notice on the song, I'm the last person to rhyme.
Yeah.
I was the last one to get there. Like, every day was waiting on me to finish the song. So, yeah.
Over and over, I'm fed. Just to be famous, keep playing in my head. Over and over, I'm fed.
Let me make a point like a cone. Decepticons, destroy clicks and clones, sliding in and out of stones, a lava tones, my mind and you in headphones. Astro shit rocks and
that's dope, man. That's dope. Dope shit. Y'all was one of. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all was one of you when y'all went out there. I was like, damn, okay, it's about to happen. It's
That's
about
what we thought too.
Yeah. So what happens like when something doesn't happen? Like when things don't happen, which a lot of people can probably relate to, but when things don't happen, what happens? I'm curious, you know.
Well, so in our case, we honestly
it still happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to say a record deal mean that it happened, but at the same time, because other shit happens, you know what I'm saying? So break down that a little bit though.
Well, in our case at that time, in my opinion, we lacked guidance. You know what I mean? Like we were young, early 20s, from Detroit in Cali, just in Cali. You know what I mean? No supervision, no guidance. Davina was, you know, she was our producer. She was the one representing us to the record companies but whatnot, but it was no guidance. You know what I mean? We were just out there wilding. And when I say wilding, we were wilding.
I know you got some Cali stories.
Doing everything but music. You know what I mean? Like, for real. I mean,
how long was y'all out there? How long was y'all out there?
Me and Grim were the last to come back. We were out there for like a year. Everybody else was just like a few months, you know, stayed a few months and came back. But me and Grim stayed the longest because we was really trying to, like, we were determined, like, we're gonna do something. And we came up, what did we do? Because House Shoes came out there. He came out there and we recorded a song, and we later recorded it over when we came back to the D, and that's how we came up with the Mixo, because you know, me and Grim had already started when House Shoes had came out to Cali for a minute. So we were determined to try to do something, but it just didn't pan out, you know. Davina was doing her, and we were struggling to survive, and it just fell apart. It wasn't, you know, we didn't have, like I said, any guidance, and nobody to lead us and tell us this is what y'all need to be doing. Plus, no money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we just had that one song on a compilation, which was enough to get us some food at Carl's Jr.'s. That's pretty much, you know, all it came out to be.
I respect that though. You know, as a young crew, young men going out there and going out there and making that stab for your dream. You know, you get what I'm saying? And that's even you having some things going, you kind of looking at it with an eye at first, and then like, fuck it, I'm gonna be with my crew and we'll do this. And then I can tell a little bit in you also on how y'all stayed, like you and Grim stayed and then tried to make it work because you got that tenacity to want things to work. I can see that. I can feel that too from my standpoint, you know. But
then a lot of it too was, you know, especially like with my family, you know, they would, I can't say they were against it, but they were like, the hell are you doing? You know what I mean?
We all had that, yeah.
Right.
A lot of people was looking at you. If you had any dream of anything besides a plant or a fucking last job, it's like, what the fuck is you
stupid? Right. And like I said, I gave up a good job in school. So that was another reason why I was like so determined to try to do something, because I didn't want to come back and prove everybody right, like making a mistake. You know what I mean? So like I gotta have something to show, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, we came back and then we tried to do our own thing after that. You know, we came out with that at Mixo Tape with Blue Collar Records with Pat. And that did okay. We got some props from it, but I don't know, nothing ever just really jumped off, really. Like, we never had that one signature joint that could take us over the top. You know what I mean? We had, you know, amongst our peers around here, you know, we got the buzz. Everybody liked what we were doing, but we never had nothing that could take us like national, or, you know what I mean? That was, you know, I thought we did, but apparently, you know, obviously we didn't. So
I don't know, man. But even like that Grim project, and I mean, we appreciate it too. The underground, you know, y'all got loads. I know that don't equate to bank account, but even the Grim project, you know, that he did with Davina,
right?
Those songs that, you know what I mean. I don't know. I was gonna say speak on that and how that went down, but that one right there should have went platinum off.
Yeah, well, you know, it would have had, you know, brother still been here, you know. It was in the works, but it just didn't, you know. So that pretty much how that worked out. Because, you know, with back then, you know, dealing with record companies, it was a waiting game. Like, you gotta survive until they decide they want to, you know what I mean, move forward with whatever you're doing, you know. and or either that, or you just got to be out there. You know what I mean? You got to be. And then in Detroit, you know, we don't have the scene like that. We don't have the representation as far as like the record companies and the venues and things like that. Like whereas on the East Coast or out in the West, and later what happened in Atlanta, but back then it was the East or the West. You know, it was stuff happening everywhere. So you could, you know, you have more opportunities. But in Detroit, you didn't, you know, in the city, you don't really have.
You was here. You was in this bubble, in this silo, but y'all was a name in this area, which means something. I believe it means something. And then also one of the things too is like I used to always think like we had our goal wrong. Sometimes when I would be around the crew, around different crews and stuff like that, the goal of being a record deal wasn't a good goal. That's not a good goal. Just kind of dotted line. I used to always be like, there's something wrong with that fucking goal. And the goal should be like something, you know, different, bigger, longer related. The record deal is only a step.
Right.
You know, but not
do it on your own, really.
I don't know
that's a good lesson.
but I used to think in that sense, you know, when I was around crew.
That was a part of what I mean, like about the lack of guidance, because we didn't really have a blueprint, or you know what I mean? Like a lot of us thought that way. We thought that way when we tried to do that in Mixotape. Like we did it on our own, independently, but how to take it to that next level. Right. We didn't know what the blueprint for that was. You know what I mean? Or we tried, but you know, we only took it so far. So
yeah. What's next? Like what new, because it's the one thing with this show too, 31 Forever podcast, and talking to 31 members and talking to people in the Detroit hip hop scene in the 90s and 2000s, and talking to people even beyond that. What's next? What because I always thought like it's some dope ass projects that's out. I'm doing shit, Chris doing shit, Beach doing shit, Lo doing shit, you doing shit. What new projects, even if it ain't really like the hip hop shit? You went into like some of the broadcasting stuff you do, but what's some of the other new things that's going on? Even I see Lo got a new kid. You know what I'm saying? I saw that.
You know, daddy again, right?
On that,
Oh, just had puppies. He got all type.
Yeah, I know.
All kind of new life happening in this life. He can get his ass on this fucking stream. You know, we gonna talk about that though. We gotta have him back in. We gotta have him back in. But what's new? What other stuff going on?
To be perfectly honest, man, I am not the person to talk to about that. I really honestly don't know. You know, to tell you the truth, like we have it's ridiculous. We got so much we got so much music that we haven't done anything with, like songs that I might have a verse on and he don't, or he have a verse on and I don't, or songs that we got verses on, we waiting on something else, or songs that's already together that we didn't have for years. Like within the last few years, like we got all this material that's just, we're supposed to put out another project, but you know, the pandemic hit first, you know, that slowed everything down. And yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know. We were working on another project, last but not least.
That's what it's called. I like that name though. I like the name a lot. That's dope as fuck. That's a dope name.
That's all right.
Yeah, and it just got halted. I don't know. I honestly, you know, I have to ask the CEO, Lo Lewis, because I don't know. Like I said, it's some projects like I put verses on and I'm waiting for him to add verses to it. And it's a couple songs, you know, he waiting on me.
I say this though, I like the honesty of all this. You get what I'm saying? I like the honesty because this ain't just us. You know what I'm saying? It's many crews that's like this, and it's I feel like it's some of the most creative people I've ever known. You know, when I think about a Lo, when I think about a Zo, when I think about a Beej, a Freak, you know what I'm saying? These Bugs, Grim, all these people are like some of the most creative people I know, but then sometimes projects got hearted. It's not that
life happens, you know.
It's not that these weren't platinum or these weren't diamond shit. It's just, you know, life happens, other shit happens, but still some of the most creative people I know. I appreciate you, man, for like going in deep and being honest about some of these projects.
Man, you know, a lot of the wind was taken out of my sails on that last. I hate to dwell on past stuff and be negative. I don't want to do that, but just since we being candid, yeah, the last Dilla Day that we had, I think 2019 was before you know, the pandemic hit, or was it 2020? I can't remember. I think it's
19 though.
I think it was 19. It had to be 19 or 18, maybe even.
Because 2020, we probably was on the fucking cameras and shit.
No, I think 2020 in February, right before the pandemic.
Oh, I get you. I get you. Right before.
The last one, right. So
tell it, man. Talk to it.
So if you had anybody has that flyer, you know, that was out for that one, and you looked at it, and you know how you look at the names of the people performing. Last One's Out was maybe like the third or fourth group mentioned, like right from the top, you know. So you figure if your name is close to one of the top 3 or 4 names or groups that's mentioned, you're gonna get some order. You know what I mean? Like you're not headlining, but you're damn near close, you know. Yeah. So we thinking, okay, we gonna get some shine. We get a chance to perform, right? So shows going on, everybody's there. I'm seeing cats I ain't seen in forever. DJ Sabotage came up from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen him in forever. He's spinning like it's going down. So we like, you know, well, we ready. You know, whenever you ready for us, come on, we ready. We right here. The next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock. You know, clubs close at 2. It's 2 o'clock. Everybody's like 3 people and a janitor sweeping up, you know, and they like, yeah, y'all can go on now. Like, word.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Right. So that kind of left a little salty taste in my mouth right there. So after that, I was like, you know, that kind of, I don't know. I really didn't feel much like doing a whole lot after that. You know what I mean?
It makes sense, man. Sometimes, especially when you're not in control. And I think that speaks volumes on maybe being in control of more of those type of, you know, because when you're not in control, you're at someone else's mercy and whatever they may do.
But that is true, but it was even deeper than that. Was like, you know, people tell you, you know, people supposedly show you love. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They tell you, yeah, this, that, whatever. But an instance like that kind of shows you where you really stand. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You know, so that's how right, exactly. So I was just like, okay. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. You know, it's all good. And if that's what it is, then I'm just gonna fall back. You know what I mean? I
feel that though. Yeah.
You know? Right. So
you real man about your shit. You hey, if you saying that, I'm seeing it. So you must be seeing it. So hey, I'm not gonna stay nothing where I'm not respected for what I've done and who I am. So I get you 100%. I'm not gonna sit here and keep beating on a door that ain't respecting me. You know.
Yeah, seriously.
I totally agree with you on that. You know? And I appreciate the honesty of it as well, you know, because that's one of the things, you know, that's one of the things I wanted to express even in these conversations, you know. But in my eyes, I'm gonna be honest, in my eyes, Last One's Out, Lo&Zo, some of the most creative motherfuckers who ever done it, you know, because I will watch and listen, and then the confidence behind y'all crew too. You know, it was a certain confidence. The last one's out, a certain like I don't give a fuck ism type.
Yeah,
Say y'all had that kind of like.
that's definitely that was the whole feel behind it. Is like we didn't. I mean, you know, we had that mentality like we were already the ones that didn't get picked. So why should we care? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Y'all had that feel, man, and some of the dopest shit I ever heard, you know. So I'm looking forward to I've been blasting Lo&Zo the whole everybody, whoever in here and watching the replay, look up Lo&Zo on any of your streaming platforms. And when you look up Lo&Zo,
and you know,
spaces.
That's
no spaces in there. Lo&Zo. See, I be having to tell people. I be having to, like everything I put out on y'all is no spaces, so motherfuckers know Lo&Zo no spaces because it'll come up on all the platforms like that.
That was another thing though. So like with that project that we put out, we tried our best to promote it. You know, we did a couple of visuals for it, and we had it up on SoundCloud and Reverb and iTunes, right? And so on the Last One's Out Facebook page, I think there's 2 of them, but it's like over 700 followers, right? I think we may have gotten less than 30 downloads. So, you know, I mean, that compounded onto like
like these unappreciative, you know.
But I mean, I don't know, not even unappreciative. Like maybe brothers I ain't as sweet as I think I am.
No, that's not the fact. Like Shannon said, I listened to it again. I've listened to it before, but I listened, you know, and I was like, man, incredible lyricism, you know, just the way y'all went in, the way it sounded. Like it's not the talent factor. It's just a matter of, and again, this is what building and learning to do your own come into too. It's platforms like this one, and you know, other hip hop platforms, and plenty of DJs who have listeners. You know, it's getting out and reaching them. But we didn't know, like you said, man, we had to learn. When I was young, I didn't know what a producer, or I just knew I had a talent I wanted to do. I didn't understand or have anybody to take.
I knew it was Beej and Freaky Steve.
Freaky Steve.
Yeah. Don't ever take that away, though, Zo, because even if millions ain't listened to it, shit was dope, man. Ain't no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of other shit that go into play.
Let me see your hands up high like a cigarette. You got high heels, fake nails, plenty weed, but you could do the snake and the sinner. So let me see you move like you want to do dance.
That shit dope, man.
Party, VIP into the cardi. So what up? Old cars, clothes, and dope. Money in old cars, clothes, and dope. Money, old cars.
That shit dope. Come on now.
Y'all about to have me?
That head,
For sure, we back at it, dog. Feel the fabric. You don't want static, sink your Titanic. AUTO-matics, aimed at your cabbage. Pop in, put your brain on your top 10 savage. Whole city know my name, I'm a classic. Got them flipping like they're doing gymnastics. Yeah, OG Triple still tipping them glasses. Sitting drinks on thick chicks' asses. Dog, I'm on my
damn, he said sitting drinks on thick chicks' asses.
They dance every time I get a chance, checks cashing. No, I don't get money fast, too slow.
Dope, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah, man, I thought it was well put together. I thought it was good, you know.
No doubt about it, brother. No doubt about it, man. Ain't nothing to hang your head on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a lot of, like somebody in here said, Victoria, she said algorithms. This shit, sometimes it's just, you know what I'm saying? And what we was talking about before the interview, you know, people are doing other shit too. You know, people are I'm doing podcasting, writing, storytelling, you doing broadcasting, other people doing a lot of different shit. You know, that creativity doesn't stop. It's not it's not an end to that shit. So so in that sense, you know, yeah, I think y'all accomplished something because y'all affected me, man, and y'all had an impact in a lot of ways. You know, we want to get into some other shit too. I want to hear about, like, okay, so top 5 is the shit, and we were running long for this podcast, which is fine because this is the first one and we having good conversation. But top 5, all right. So we went with since it was a group, which Lo ain't here, that motherfucker, he text back, I'm driving right now. But on another time, you know, top 5 groups is what we going with on this one. Top 5 groups, like in hip hop. And this can go across the board. I'm curious to hear some answers. Did you think of some shit, Chris? Did you think of some shit, Zoe?
Yeah.
I want to hear. Break it down for us.
So as far as groups go, my number 1 group of all time will always be Public Enemy.
Hey, the fact you say that, and I think of you when I hear you, immediately I hear fucking Chuck D.
Listen, when I was in high school,
I hear influences. Yeah,
when I was in high school, you couldn't tell me I wasn't Chuck D. Like, I wanted to be Chuck D so bad. Like, I had a PE jacket, I wore a Pirates hat. Like, I had Public Enemy posters
backwards right now.
Like, yeah, I couldn't. You couldn't tell me I wasn't Chuck. Like, that was right. That was my group. I had everything PE. After that.
Wait. Let's stay there for a second. That fucking Public Enemy's albums, you play them now.
Right.
Man, I do.
It's a fucking concert wherever you at, man. I play that shit. I blasted in my room, man.
Yeah.
Don't believe
X is
classic.
Go. Yeah. I'm like, damn, this shit is so good.
Yeah. Bang. I bang it every now and then. I drive around and bang.
Continue. I'm sorry. I just had to say it.
Yeah, no, it's worth stating. So number 2 definitely would have to be Tribe. So Tribe took me from being like very what do I want to say? Political, you know, minded. Like when I was just really radical in high school. But still a nerd, you know, still that nerdy kid. And so when Tribe came along, it let me know that it was cool. You know what I mean? Like, I could be that guy. You know, like, I didn't have to feel funny about wearing Doc Martens and, you know what I mean? So Tribe, then De La. So those 3.
De La was dope.
Yeah, for sure.
De La was real dope. That's one of my.
Yeah. Groups, and then I almost have to say Leaders of the New School because I listen to them so much.
Yeah.
Oh, you was the Leaders. You was listening to Lo&Zo a lot, huh?
All the time. Yeah. Yep. I love Leaders.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. Even Last Ones had a Lo&Zo influence to it. When y'all came into the room, y'all was like a unit. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, y'all saying y'all names and, you know, the chants and shit like that. Yeah, y'all. I can see that.
We had an influence for sure. And then probably Slum. You know, I love Slum. Like, you know, like that original core with JD, Titus, and Trace and T3. Yeah, like the Fantastic Days. And I can never get enough of that, you know.
Soul music, man.
Yeah. And then, you know, just because it takes me back, you know what I mean? Like, it takes me right back to being in all of those places and situations, and, you know. So, yeah.
That's a good list, brother. That's a good list. You had PE, you had Tribe, De La, who was that?
Leaders of the
New, Lo&Zo, and Slum. Slum was killers, man.
Slum
That was
was still are.
Like
Yeah.
I say, them
you
early
listen to
days
that
too.
shit, you just was
Hey,
like,
so quick story, right? So, you know, I was in the Army for a while, and I was over in Germany, right? And I don't know how I found out, but I found out that Slum was performing in Mannheim, which was like an hour and some change away from where I was, right?
yeah.
I drive all the way up to the show, and I'm out, and in the crowd, you know, I'm right up on the stage because it's a small venue, right? And they performing, and you know, I'm Earl Flynn, all up on the stage, and they, when you're looking out on the stage, and when you got lights shining on you, you can see, but you can't really see that good. So they see me, Earl Flynn, and they like, who the hell is over in Germany, Earl Flynn? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and finally they you know, peeped who I was, and well, T3 did anyway. And yeah, it was just to see their faces looking like,
Yeah.
I was over here, Earl Flynn in Germany, like who
Threw up that universal salute.
right, who that, right? Yeah, that was crazy.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
That's real dope.
What about you, Chris, man? Chris?
Man, I'm
always curious on your shit. You know what I'm saying?
He got a few of mine because one of them was De La. I almost want to throw Native Tongue in. Like I want to throw some collectives in there. But Native Tongue as a whole definitely was a whole big influence. So, you know, from the De La to the Tribe, even the Jungle Brothers. I used to listen to the Jungle Brothers first and Queen Latifah.
Yeah. Jungle Brothers, fucking beast.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I still listen to the Jungle Brothers. That BFH got a story because we was listening to the Jungle Brothers, right? And the Jungle Brothers, you listen to Done by the Forces of Nature. Shit is a classic, man. There's every song on it. You can play it and you feel good listening to it.
Yeah. Right.
And then somebody said they had a new album out. And I ain't really a critic. I ain't nobody's critic of their music. But when I listened to it, I was like, Jungle Brothers making some music overseas. I mean, making some money overseas.
Right.
The songs were like smartphones.
Yeah.
Everybody got their smartphone. And I was like, this is the Jungle Brothers.
But you know, they did some of the first house music, so it kind of makes sense with the Girl I'll House You. And
you listen to their latest album, and you know it's for an audience who don't know hip hop well.
Do I fit that demographic? I might not want to.
Brothers.
I'm gonna keep my respect for them, like you said.
I'm gonna keep my respect. I just had to break in there. I just had to break. Yeah. But they dope ass group.
Yeah.
Then I gotta say Wu, man. Wu-Tang.
Oh shit. Right. Damn.
I'm going through groups and art, and I'm like, you gotta do
Keep them collectives though. You know what I'm saying? Because I got Ray and Ghost on mine.
Right.
I got Ray and Ghost. I'm sorry to cut you
off.
No, you good.
You good. Out and put Wu in, man.
I mean, that's because I was thinking LO 31 collectives, you know, and it just I guess it started coming to mind. Now here go one right here, bro. That to me, again, I wanted to throw some of these MCs just in the hat, but the Juice Crew, Juice Crew in their day, I'm talking about Big Daddy Kane, Craig G, Master Ace, cats who still dropping heat,
right?
Coogee Rap,
right?
Coogee Rap. I'm sorry,
Big Bismarck.
Even Bismarck had the killers, man. Like at the time, the Juice Crew, I want to give them their flowers now because you know what I mean. The Juice Crew was killing the game. At the Symphony might be one of the hardest crew songs ever. That might have to be one we put the hardest crew songs. The Symphony.
Yeah, that beat.
Yeah. That beat. Juice Crew was number 3, bro.
Master Ace and the Beach got a song, Bang Bang.
Bang Bang. Y'all go check that out. Master Ace and Bees, that joint go too. Yeah. Then I wanted to say the Roots. So like you say, you got me.
Oh damn! Man, it's so hard.
We're gonna skip the Roots.
You're good, man. The Roots. I wasn't thinking about the Roots.
Well, he said the Roots though. No.
He said the Roots. He said
the Roots.
I thought you said the Roots. So the Roots got
O&S and Tribe and De La and PE and Slum.
Yeah. The Roots,
the Roots though. Damn.
The Roots definitely. I mean, remember when they hit the scene and Distortion the Static? And
man,
like, oh, they got a live band with actual.
One of my favorite songs to this day is that remix to Proceed 2 with Roy Ayers. And then Push Up Your Lighter. You know, I never knew that Dilla did that beat for Push Up Your Lighter.
I ain't know that neither. Push up your lighter. Your lighter.
Southeast Transportation Authority is what I'm probably on.
There we go. We might have to get the mic out for you.
We saw them at the you remember the warehouse. You remember the warehouse? We saw them at the warehouse, and I ain't gonna lie. Fucking Black Thought to make you rethink your fucking. But if you want to you'd be like, damn, this motherfucker is so fucking good.
Have you heard any of the new stuff that he's been putting out recently?
Yes. I forget the name of the prize. There's several of them though.
Yeah, several of them. Streams of Thought.
Streams of Thought. Yeah. You got that Dorsetsky's part of my I know that pronunciation.
That last joint I heard, that Thought versus Everybody.
Oh my goodness, bro. Yeah. He's one of the top lyricists.
Put everybody. Just I don't need even 7. Bring everybody. Put them in line.
I was listening to even Malik B on that for all the ones that Malik B touching. I was like, yo, this dude. Yeah, Proceed 3 with Muhammadiyah, my man.
Yeah.
DJ J Mac. Yeah. They was killing the game, bro. Flat out.
Still are.
And so I think last I'm gonna have to go new school, even though I'm leaving some people out, but I can't not get a new school some credit. So Griselda got to get that love, man. They be putting out that heat.
Okay.
That's all I'm listening to.
For real.
Because I love 90s fucking hip hop.
Right. And it's there.
It's constant fucking Griselda being played in the motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? I just closed the door and listened to these.
Boom, 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 boom. I got the kids running around. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look, I ain't even gonna go at 5. I'm just gonna throw in some of what I'm listening to a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm listening to a lot of Griselda. You said that. I had Ray and Ghost. Wu-Tang pretty much because I was just thinking 2 groups. But I also Ray and Ghost, they are solo artists, but when they come together, they're a fucking group.
Yeah. You always say Ray and Ghost. You don't really say yourself.
Hey, crazy. They matter of fact, I think this Saturday they got a versus, and I'm like, but they gonna split the songs in half?
I don't know, but that's gonna be the illest versus.
Crazy though.
Holy as fuck. They got this Saturday? Okay.
This Saturday, I think it is. Look up versus to make sure, but I believe it's the.
No, I'm glad I know that. I'm glad you say that. Look, we got somebody else coming in here. I want to hear some of these. Look, EPMD.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Listen, they were the killer in the Chevettes, the fucking Chevettes and that was driving through the neighborhood playing More Bounce and fucking You're a Customer.
You're a Customer.
Smooth. Nobody talk about Nice and Smooth that much, but Nice and
Smooth
had the dopest fucking songs out, man. And you remembered every fucking line of every song.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
They had the Born Unknown dynamic too, though, man. To me, it was like Greg Nice was the bees. He was the freestyler. Right. He would sing on songs. He would, and Easy was a smooth beat. You know what I'm saying? He was the lyricist.
Very true. I never thought about
that. I swear. Born Unknown is nice and smooth.
Knowledge is infinite. I live in a fortress. I'm so astronomical. But on the physical plane, my life is just a shell and controls my brain. So dope, dude. They were so dope. Run DMC was fucking stars, man. Before I remember walking down Saliet. I'm living in an E-course, walking down Saliet, walking to the fucking school, E-course high school, and I saw Run DMC Rules spray painted on a fucking side of a building, and I'm like, in my little bitty head as a young person, I was like, Run DMC Rules. I was like, Run DMC must be the shit, man. If somebody had a spray can, and instead of putting it out, I probably wrote Shannon Rules, but then got in trouble because people didn't know. They put Run DMC Rules. I was like, man, shit.
Yeah, Run DMC. They changed everybody's life. I mean, you can't not like especially being our generation, you know, and be ahead and deny Run DMC anything, because Run DMC taught us all not how to rap, but how to be b-boys. You know what I mean? They taught us all how to be a b-boy. You know what I mean?
Like, Jam Master Jay. They had look, like you say, they had the music, they had the look, they had the rhymes. Like you can't
be a man about your shit. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? They fucking got
and what's the other one? Crush Groove. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Those movies,
right?
DMC was everything.
And I'm gonna be honest, I love DMC because there was always a mix of people, right? So Run, DMC, Run's House, you play that fucking song now, man. That shit gets your blood.
That's why
Ron come in with that energy.
Right. Exactly why we sampled it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes. Y'all killed that, man, by the way.
Thank you.
House.
Yeah.
House. I love how y'all put the flair with the old school, but blended it with the new. Yeah. Y'all better check that out. Lo&Zo, no spaces, man. The first shall be last, correct?
No doubt.
Last shall be first.
Last shall be first,
right? Check that out. Lo&Zo, no spaces on any other platforms to listen to music. Listen to And the Last Shall Be First, and this is some dope ass music on that. Any what's your we go end this. What's your social? How can people keep in contact with you, Zo?
Well, I got my government on my Facebook. Once you put it up there, you can't change it, so it's up there. But on Instagram, it's DJ DEEJAY _ Lo&Zo _ Darnell.
Okay.
It's my first and second name.
Dope.
Remember that shit and go follow this man. This man been doing good music in Detroit and around the world for a long time, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We appreciate you and salute you for being here, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me, especially on the first show. I didn't know this was the first one. I thought y'all been rocking them out for a minute. So
we gonna keep on going.
They gonna keep going though. We're gonna have y'all back. This time we're gonna kidnap Lo.
Man, a lot of stories to tell. Ain't no doubt about it. It's a lot of stories to tell. Chris, break us down, man. How can people follow you, keep in contact? What you got going on?
At Chris Lee 313, man, Instagram, or like you say, my government Facebook, y'all got it. Legendary 31 page. You can also contact us. Y'all know we got all type of stuff. This podcast right here, we're gonna present y'all some of the hottest, musicians, whatever in the city, and then stay informed to have fun. Plus, we got this Lee Sparks project coming out. Some real hip hop, man.
D-Nail, I ain't forget about you. If you're watching, D-Nail, I'm gonna be ready this weekend, but I'm gonna be ready. I know he mad at me.
Nah, he good. He keeping it smooth, probably, because when it comes. I think you can't rush things when it comes to music, bro. It's got to be organic.
Yeah, right.
It's got to be organic.
That's a good point, man. That's a real good point, because you got to vibe, man. You got to like chill with each other.
But some things you can rush, like Bees with that song with me, you, Ease, and Bees that we recorded like 80 years ago that I still ain't heard. Bees. That you can rush. It's already recorded.
You'll never get that. You might well. Y'all gonna have to redo that.
Hey, if you think about the modern music that we got recorded that never
I can't even remember the rhyme I put on there. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Millions of songs that I haven't heard that I recorded. But I'm Shannon Cason. Follow me at Shannon Cason, and then follow my podcast. I do a couple podcasts. I do one called Homemade Stories. Definitely follow that. That's where you
definitely follow the Homemade Stories, man.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, man. Every time I'm like, this guy is killing them. Like,
this guy's a personality.
That coming. That's just awesome, man. You do a good job with that, for real.
That's love, man. That's love. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got a lot of other projects. We'll be talking about it, but we gonna meet you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. We gonna give you at least an hour or more of people coming from Detroit hip hop and beyond. You might be shocked by who you see on the show. So if you want to be on the show, reach out to us on our email, 31 forever 313. Spell it all out, 31 forever 313 at Gmail. You got that if you really want to be on it. But we'll be back real soon with next episode. Who we having? Brain Trust. Brain Trust will be on.
Definitely tune in.
Yeah, get Brain Trust.
Brain Trust. Yeah.
Get Brain Trust on here. All right, man. I'm gonna end this shit out.
Thanks,
All right, now, man. Get talking with y'all. Easy, fellas.
Much love. Yep.
Peace.